As I'm looking at it again, I'm like getting nauseous. Like, what? Okay, I absolutely hate it. I don't like anything about it. I think it's ugly. I don't think it deserves rights. This is like freaking nightmare fuel. I hate it. All right, I think we're in business. Welcome, everybody. We're going to do our first ever Devious Diesel music channel tier list. So today we're going to be ranking some of my favorites so far. We're going to do the Hisuian form Pokemon, and it appears as though it is not limited to Hisuian forms. It appears as though it's just all the new Pokemon that were introduced in the Legends Arceus game, which you can play on the Nintendo Switch, if you can believe that. It's a game that you can play right now. It has not yet been lost to time, but give it some time, and it just might. So basically, I'm putting these guys here in unranked because we're only going to be ranking fully evolved forms. That's the standard fare. You know, most people do it that way. Yeah, and I mean, like, without further ado, I think we should get to it here. Now, I think we'll just go in order as we see things fit here. I was thinking about going by tier, but I think we'll leave you in suspense a little and see where everybody goes. So the tiering criteria for this will essentially be a good, healthy mix of, and I'm going to try and be holistic about this, my own personal bias, like my enjoyment of the Pokemon. Do I like it? Do I think it's cool? Do I think it's fun? Do I think it's unique? So I would say coolness, enjoyment, uniqueness. And then we're also going to mix that half with more or less like viability in a vacuum. You know, how good is Typhlosion Hisuian form in a vacuum? How do we think that it would theoretically, how good would it be theoretically? Obviously not based on competitive rankings or anything. I'm not like a competitive Chad or a competitive Stan. God knows I'd get smoked. I'm one of those guys who likes to play with the ones I like, and some of those are competitive, but some are not. So Typhlosion, Hisuian Typhlosion, great choice for a starter, I think. I think that was awesome. That was an awesome pick on their part. Typhlosion badly needed a sort of a buff and sort of like a rework. I know a lot of people I've seen have sort of had the idea that it should have been a ground type. And I like that idea. I think that normal Typhlosion being a fire ground type would be awesome. And I mean, do we have any other fire grounds except Camerupt? I mean, I can't think of one if we do. So I think that would be cool. But this Fire Ghost, and I know Fire Ghost is kind of turning into a meme now, but I think that it's really awesome that we have a Fire Ghost Typhlosion. I mean, we have those, that it has the awesome, like, sort of spirit fire around its neck, and it's got the 3 balls in the front. Just like normal Typhlosion, super ugly. In terms of not having the fire on at all times. Very weird choice. So basically, in my opinion, between the coolness and the good typing, I think Typhlosion, we're going to start off strong in an S tier. That is colored a little bit by bias. I think that it may otherwise go in A tier, but I think it's good. I mean, let's look at, it gets 10 extra special attack, which is great. And yeah, I mean, can't really argue with that. Where does it take it from? That honestly doesn't really matter. It takes 5 from speed and 5 from HP. Whatever. That's great. Infernal Parade. 30% chance of burn and damage. So it's a ghost type move that can burn. I mean, pretty good. Look, it's a ghost fire type with good special attack and otherwise pretty well-rounded stats. I think that I may be a little bit charitable here with an S, but it's also colored slightly by my bias. Okay, Hisuian Samurott. Now, standard Samurott, I think, is one of the most boring, uninspired. Now, I mean, like, the idea is kind of cool, but, like, just in practice, the actual Pokemon itself, regular Samurott, I'm just not a fan of it. I just don't think that there's really anything enjoyable about it. I don't think it's cool. I kind of like bipedal, like in Ursaluna's case, as we'll see. But other than that, I have no love for it. Hisuian Samurott is cooler looking, but only just barely. I mean, it has like the horn, and that's kind of cool, I guess. Well, no, the other one had the horn. I think the difference is this has the whiskers. I don't even really know. That's the thing. And it's barely different color-wise. Speaking of color, this is the case with all 3 of them. The shiny, which for some reason it appears that this is Decidueye's shiny. I don't know why that's there. But the shinies for all 3 of these are just the regular colors of the normal, versions of these guys. So Typhlosion just is slightly lighter, like the blue that is on normal Typhlosion. Decidueye has this green, which is the normal Decidueye color. That was really weird. That was a really weird move. You could have given him really cool shiny, so super lame. It does get sharpness. Sharpness is a really powerful ability. It doesn't have as many moves as, say, Gallade to take advantage of that, but it is something that provides it with a super good boost to its usability. And Water Dark is not a bad type. I mean, it sounds like the kind of thing that can hit a lot of things neutrally. Water and Dark are both good at doing that. So I'm going to say for me, it's probably going to end up being like a low B. I don't really think I can justify with sharpness and the dark type it being in C. I mean, regular Samurott could even be an F for me, but we'll see where that goes. Hisuian Decidueye, really just, I mean, a sad state of affairs. I mean, plot twist, like it's going to get, I mean, it may be an F. I don't think it's an F, but this is like the lowest C I can give. I mean, I like it. I like the idea. I like the design. I just like, I can't stand how bad this thing is. It's like not like, look, let's do the stats here. So it gets 5 more attack. Okay, great. And still high special attack. This thing's supposed to be a physical attacker. Like, why does it have special attack at all? You know what I mean? Like, why? And why such a high special defense? And like low speed. It's got 60 speed. We got Swampert level speed here, man. This is pathetic. Like, I don't even know what they were going for here. It's just like so middling in every way, and it's insulting me. And like grass fighting is a cool typing. I mean, Breloom is pretty good, but it's like, I don't think it gets Spore or anything. No. So it doesn't even get any of the like cool grass things that you could do, and grass otherwise sucks. Like triple arrows is interesting. Signature move being crit hit ratio, increased crit and 50% chance of defense lowering and 30% chance of flinch. So it's actually pretty good. I would say triple arrows is like the thing that saves Decidueye. So I mean, C, low C, honestly. Arcanine, Hisuian Arcanina Nuno. So I'm not a big fan of like regular Arcanine. I just like, there was never anything that was that interesting to me about it. I don't know. I mean, I'm not a big like fire types guy. It sounds kind of weird. There's some I like, but I'm just not like, fire is not one of my favorite types or anything. And Arcanine is such a fire type Pokemon. So I never really had love for it, but I will say that I think that the design of Hisuian Arcanine is very cool. It's got Fire Rock, which is like an abysmal defensive typing, but like offensive, it does pretty good. It can hit things hard, and it has Head Smash with Rock Head. Now, Rock Head's a hidden ability for it, and that'll increase your recoil damage move. So I think it gets Double Edge and Head Smash is like an egg move, and you have to get it from Ice Cube, I think, or something weird like that. But if you get it, I mean, it's good. It's really good. Takedown. It doesn't even get. Oh no, it gets now in Gen 9. It gets Double Edge because they made it a TM. Thank God for it. Flare Blitz, is that the recoil move? Yeah, recoil. Okay, so Flare Blitz, Head Smash, and Double Edge. Yeah, you're rocking out. You're doing good. So honestly, I mean, for me, Hisuian Arcanine's like a heavy A, bordering on S tier, and the only thing that holds it back is that it's just not really my cup of tea. But like, it's got great stats. It looks cool. It's a cool design change. I think that it was a worthwhile, well thought out change. It has more attack. They've taken these older Pokemon and they've optimized them a little bit. Like, why? I hate these filthy mixed attackers, man. It's disgusting. The only problem is it got 5 points slower. So yeah, I mean, Arcanine's going to be a very high A for me. Hisuian Electrode, Grass Electric, very interesting typing. Electrode, very interesting typing that I am intrigued by. I mean, I'm not a grass stan, but I'm one of these people that's like, grass could be good. You know what I mean? Like, I feel that there's potential in grass. It's one of the starter types. I respect it. And And I think that certain grass dual types are cool. I think they're interesting.
You serious?
Electric grass is, besides Rotom, something we've never seen before, if I'm not mistaken. I don't believe that we have electric. I mean, it's got to only be these two, that and Rotom. Yeah, that's it. No, nothing else. So very unique. Now, as we know, Electrode is, what it does is it goes first, and as Imported Cheese would say, and then what? Like, I mean, you have Thunderwave, you have very fast Thunderwave, you have, what else does it do? Explosion, fast Explosion, but your offensive stats are not outstanding. I mean, 50 attack, 80 special attack, not good. So really, it's looking like a support Pokemon. But look, I mean, you get Stun Spore, you get fast grassy terrain if you're into that. Yeah, I mean, it's not that good. Chloroblast is like a recoil move. Yeah. You take half your HP in recoil. I mean, it's got huge power. It's 150 grass type damage, so not really appealing there. Yeah, so I want to love this thing, but to be honest with you, all it is a fast Thunderwave. You know what I mean? Like that's it. It's just a fast Thunderwave Pokemon. You are really not getting anything else from it. Grassy Glide, where you like with your 50 attack and then get more speed? Like what? You know, fast Volt Switch, but like, what do you do? What are you actually doing? Fast Taunt. I mean, yeah, you could get a fast Taunt off. Okay, now that I see it as Taunt, that's something. And I believe it gets screens both? No, just Reflect. So no Light Screen. Shame that, because the regular one gets both screens. So you would have fast screens otherwise. So just Reflect, Thunderwave, and then Taunt. So fast support Pokemon, interesting typing. I don't know. I'm going to say higher than this guy, but that's about it. Overqwil. I am an Overqwil stan, okay? Like it's the Skibidi Ohio based Rizzler, okay? Like, I'm an Overqwil guy. I love it. I think it's so cool. I think it's so absolutely hideously designed on purpose in a good way, but I love the color scheme. I love that it's like Quillfish was going in a direction, right? And then they took it to its logical conclusion, and that is Overqwil, which is just awesome. I love it. I love everything about it. I think it's super cool. Now, how viable is it? Well, it's not horrible. So now, this is one of the easy ones because we can just search it by its name instead of having to look up the form. So Dark Poison only has one weakness, which we know isn't everything, but it is good, especially for bulky Pokemon. The Pokemon that you want no weaknesses on, or very few weaknesses, one weakness in this case, is bulky Pokemon, and this is one. It's like a bulky physical attacker. 115 attack, and then 90 high. Okay, so it's more physical defensive, and then decent HP, low special defense and special attack, and middling speed. 85, I mean, 85 is not horrible. I was thinking it was slower than that. Now, Bar Barrage is a good move from what I remember. A huge chance to poison, and it's doubled. So it's got that quality of Venoshock where it's double damage. And what's the base power? 60, so it's kind of like a trade-off there. But yeah, really, really cool move. I think it's really cool. Yeah, 50%, like they increased it. That's really good. Yeah, I mean, other than that, like you're rocking out with like physical poison and dark moves, and it gets toxic, of course, which we now know is like much more reserved. Like they've taken toxic from a lot of Pokemon. Brine, I don't know why. I mean, it's not a special attacker. Stockpile, I don't think you would do that. Destiny Bond, if that's something you're into, which it gets naturally. Throat Chop, that's interesting. And Lash Out. Don't remember what Lash Out does. Lash Out deals damage, period. Oh, thank you for that interesting and informative sentence. It's ridiculous. What are you doing? Okay, so it's like if you had your stats lowered, then you, whatever. Who cares? It's stupid. I hate that. Gunk Shot, which is the Stone Edge of Poisonlandia. Swords Dance, you know, whatever. Smart Strike, interesting. Kind of weird that it would get that, but I guess because it's pointy. Yeah, I mean, colored by my bias, I want it in A. I think it might, depending on how things shake out, it might end up being top of B, but I'm gonna go ahead and put it in A for now. Sneasler. So Sneasler, I think, is a really cool Pokemon. I think it's very cool. I didn't say that I think it's very good. Now, I think it's probably better than Overqwil. Yeah, I mean, it's that's right. It's crazy min-max, dude. 130, 120. 40 special attacks. See, that's what I like to see, man. Min-max this stuff. Come on. Like, why? And even like 80 HP, 80 special defense is like even high because are you like planning on taking any hits? No, you have 120 base speed, 130 base attack. Now, I will say fighting is great. Poison, not so great, although, I mean, does that help you in reverse? I mean, fairy won't, damn it, you're not weak to fairy anymore. Flying doesn't do anything against the flying weakness or the psychic weakness. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. The poison doesn't really do too much from it except prevent it from being destroyed by fairies. So, I mean, but I like it, man. It's Dire Claws, from what I remember, a really good move. So yeah, it's got that chance of like 50% chance to do one of the three status effects. It's what is it? Poison, paralyze, or sleep. And yeah, 16.6 chance for each. So that's pretty good. It doesn't have a crit hit ratio boost, but it has been increased, so it's 80 power, 50% chance of one of those three effects. I mean, that's useful. You're pretty much looking at a high possibility of one of those three things. It's just you can't really plan around it, so it's a little unpredictable. Learn set's kind of shitty, but that's because it's like kind of supposed to be that way. So really you're looking at like Dire Claw, close combat, and then I don't know, Brick Break for screens or Poison Jab if you want like something. No, you don't want that. Yeah, I mean, honestly, like close combat and Dire Claw is what you're looking at. You could do quick attack if you need priority, if there's something faster than you, but what, like how, why does it get agility? It's already so fast. It's just like, give me other good moves. That's insane. I feel like I'm taking crazy pills. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's so I guess here's where we have to do this, right? I mean, I'll put it to you this way. I like Overqwil more, but this Sneasler is just like way better. This is way better. Min-max. Typing's not as good at that. It's I feel like they kind of even each other out because like Overqwil's typing is better. Sneasler's stats are better. Overqwil is cooler for me. Sneasler is slightly less cool, although still cool. Overqwil is a slightly better move pool, I think, kind of. Hey, whatever, man. You know, this is kind of, you could probably make the case somehow for this, but just with it being so fast and so strong, come on, man. All right, now we're getting into the good stuff. Ursaluna, the standard one, because now we have a special form of it in at this point in time. At the time of this tier list, we have the Blood Moon Ursaluna, but this is the standard Ursaluna with guts and physical attacking instead of special attacking. Ursaluna is just the most easy S tier I've ever seen. It's so good. What? Are you kidding me? It's unbelievably good. I can't stand it. Guts. I mean, it gets guts, so different forms. Annoying. Yeah, I mean, like, it gets guts. It's got a huge TM move pool. It gets Moonlight. It's a healing move. Oh, no, that's the regular one. I mean, the Blood Moon one. Gets high horsepower naturally, which is a good ground type move. And it has Headlong Rush, which is not a signature move. No, it was introduced in Arceus, so it was at that time a signature move for it. But it is now not because it looks like Donphan from the far past gets it. Oh, good few get it. So both Ursalunas and then these three. I guess that makes sense. Yeah, it's insanely good. Guts Facade with a monstrous, what is it? 140 attack? I mean, what is even happening, dude? And the HP and defense are both high. I mean, HP is very high, and the defense is also very high. Even its special defense is not horrible. So, I mean, this is the kind of Pokemon that it's like, okay, if I have to be slow, I want to look like this. Huge attacking stat of your choice, and then good defenses. I know that some people would say, well, that's stupid. You shouldn't even bother with that. You should just be strong and fast. But I love Ursaluna, and plus, Trick Room. I mean, I don't know. People have different feelings on that, but it certainly can function in Trick Room. It is definitely slow enough too, I think. I mean, I'm not a Trick Room expert, but yeah, easy S tier, man, and cool. I mean, it's not that interesting of a design, but I always kind of liked Ursaring. I thought it was like kind of neat. I thought it felt like they were going somewhere with that design, and then they ultimately did, which is great. Wyrdeer. It's a weird deer. Hilarious, right? F tier. There is nothing interesting about this Pokemon, and it's not good. I really don't think there's anything else to say about it. Like, it's not good. It's got normal Psychic, which is an okay normal dual type, but look at these stats. I mean, this is stupid. This is dumb. This is both dumb and stupid, and also probably awful too, and also dumb stupid, and also I hate it, and it's stupid, and dumb. Have I gone on with this bit long enough? So, I mean, like, I don't even hate the design. I like that it's got a Santa Claus beard. I like that the antlers have sort of come to a logical conclusion. It's not the evolution and design itself that bothers me. In fact, I would say for me, that's what's carrying it. But, I mean, yeah, and I mean, Intimidate's okay. That's good. And Sapsipper, I mean, how often are you getting hit with grass? But it is still technically an immunity. And, like, look at this. Like, this looks like the logical conclusion of how that would go. But it's just not good. What does it do? Well, literally, what does it do? I mean, it's weak to bug and dark, neutral to everything, immune to ghost, resistant to psychic. So it's just one of these very neutral types, and it has one immunity. But it's not bulky enough to take advantage of those characteristics. You're not using it as a tank or a wall. In fact, it's a mixed attacker that does nothing. I mean, oh my god, I hate it. Yeah, hit him with normal and psychic moves, dude. No, thanks. I'm good. I mean, what normal special moves can you get? I promise you I won't even find one decent one that isn't Hyper Beam. It gets double edge. Why? It's a special attacker. No, it's a mixed attacker. But yeah, I mean, like, the point is like, be one or the other. You know what I mean? Look, the fact of the matter is that the moveset dictates that it is a physical attacker. I mean, clearly. Psy-Shield Bash, its signature move, which is the only thing that's half decent about it. I mean, it raises defense by 1, which is not even that good. So what are you, like, banking on building up defense boosts with that? I mean, it can get Earthquake, it can get Trick Room. Why? It's not slow enough. Whatever. I mean, it's got, like most normal types that are kind of like this, it gets a lot of different moves. It gets a surprising amount of moves now that I'm looking at it. And it gets better special TMs, but a few okay physical ones. All right, I will be a little bit more charitable to Wyrdeer in the fact that it gets a ridiculous move pool. I will tentatively put it at the bottom of C. But it's not good. I mean, the moves don't save it because the stats are horrible. So what are we doing here? Hisuian Lilligant is fire. I love it. I love everything about it. I love regular Lilligant. In fact, I like the design of regular Lilligant a little bit more, but I like this as like an alternate form to it. I think it's very cool. They're both like very beautiful looking. I mean, look at base Lilligant. It's so cute. But Hisuian Lilligant's got like a cool, like, dancer kind of ballerina type thing going on, which is cool. Another grass fighting type, which is interesting. We were just talking about Breloom, and we had this Hisuian Decidueye, so that was an interesting choice. 2 grass fighting dual types in 1 gen. I mean, yeah, the big deal here is Victory Dance. I mean, like, that's what we do. That's what we're talking about. It's good. It's ridiculously. Does that say Iron Hands learns it? That's insane. Wait, does it really? No. So why is Iron Hands in that picture? Oh, it's Metronome. Why would they do that? So weird. Yeah, I mean it's Quiver Dance but for physical. So I mean it's really good. It's really good. Like there's no two ways about it. It's a sweeper. I mean its stats are good. They're not bad. They're not like overwhelmingly strong. Yeah, 105 attack and speed. So I mean good. You know, nothing wrong with that. But with Victory Dance, like you're fast enough to get off of Victory Dance first. Then hopefully you get hit with a physical move because your defense is boosted. And then, yeah, you take off from there. It's good. I like it a lot. I would say bottom of A tier for me. No, above Sneasler. Honestly, oh man, I hate to do. Yeah, this might be controversial, but I feel like this is the way this goes. So the Basculegions we do have to rank separately because their stats are different. Now, what I will say is this. Female Basculegion is a special attacker. And its peak, like its special attack is lower. It's not equal. It's not like they flip-flop the stats. So the special attacking one has lower special attack than the physical attacking one has attack. I have no idea why would they do that? I mean, I don't remember what the other discrepancies in stats are. It's like it doesn't justify it, in other words. Like, yeah, female. See, okay, 100 special for female, 112 physical for male. So what's the deal there? They have both at the same speed. And like, you know, like her attack is reasonable in the sense that it's only 8 points lower, but she's basically a mixed attacker then. And I hate that. So like, can we reduce this special attack on male and like go 120 attack? And why does it have really high HP? That I didn't know that. That's weird. Look, I don't know, but I can tell you that other than the fact that it's a weird move they did that, the physical one has the drawback of not having a good physical ghost type move. It doesn't get Shadow Claw. I'll tell you that much. Phantom Force, which is just like, oh my god. Can I get a good ghost type physical move, please? Besides Phantom Force. Why? Like, why? And Shadow Claw, but like most Pokemon can't learn Shadow Claw. So what are we actually doing here? Like a Ghost Fang move, like Psychic Fangs, that would be cool. So that is part of the drawback there. But otherwise, I mean, it's got adaptability, right? Yeah, it's got adaptability. Or Swift Swim if you felt so inclined. Mold Breaker, which is, I don't think as good as adaptability, but even if you wanted to use a special Shadow Ball, you know, it's still getting boosted. So it's good. I would say the male Basculegion is, and Water Ghost, by the way, is a very good typing. Male Basculegion is probably going to be here-ish. Yeah, I mean, these guys have a similar draw to them in that they power up the moves they want to use. So that's pretty similar there. I would say that more or less you could switch these around if you wanted. Sneasler is kind of looking like it may get bumped down, but we'll see. Female Basculegion, on the other hand, is, I mean, like low C. I mean, it's better than these guys because just purely based on like the typing and the stats, and it's not horrible. Like I want it more than Decidueye, you know what I mean? Yeah, I don't know. So I guess next we have just like a really uninteresting, like unremarkable Pokemon that's just like here or whatever. So Braviary, dude, I'm kidding. It's my favorite Pokemon that's ever existed besides Togekiss. For me, it goes like Togekiss, Hisuian Zoroark, like Milotic, Gliscor, kind of a few others like after that. Yeah, it's my second favorite Pokemon that's ever existed. I don't need to tell any of you guys, Normal Ghost is an insane and awesome. It's insane because it has 3 immunities, but it's also really cool to think about. What is a normal ghost? See, no, I never see anyone talk about this. What is a normal ghost? Normal and ghost are polar opposites. They don't, like, when you think of a normal type Pokemon, you think birds, mammals, that kind of thing. When you think of a ghost, you think of like ghostly spirits or, you know, any of those things, whatever. They just don't seem like they would align into one creature. And Zoroark, which is a Pokemon that I always loved. I always loved it. But it was not particularly like good. I mean, it has decent stats. It's just mono dark type, and it's like, I don't know. Night Daze is a pretty good move, I guess. I always liked it, and I always wanted to like see something more be made of it, maybe, or something different. I don't know. I mean, I would never think that we would get this. Holy crap, what an amazing and mind-blowing Pokemon. I mean, it's just really good. It's min-maxed, you know, it's got huge speed, huge special attack, good attack too, which I kind of wish. I wouldn't call it a mixed attacker. I mean, it is obviously intended to be a special attacker, which I'm okay with that. It would have been nice to have a little bit more speed instead of attack, but I'll take what I can get. I mean, it's fine. Bitter Malice is good. I think it has a chance of freezing. No, it lowers the target's attack. Okay. Yeah, no. So the freezing component of it is no longer in the game at all. And it doesn't double if it has a status condition. So they actually nerfed it really hard. But I will say that it's still insane. If you put it up front against something that's weak to ghost or fighting, you get a free nasty plot. Yeah, I mean, it's just, you know, set it and forget it. Like, it's incredible. It is both viable and cool. And for me, it's like for my money, and it has an insanely unique typing, which is not only good in practice, but cool in theory. It's the ultimate Pokemon for me. And I only like Togekiss more because I just feel more like emotionally it's like sentimental to me. But yeah, it's the best. Braviary, it's like, okay, you have Wyrdeer and then you have the flying Wyrdeer. Like, you know what I mean? This is like Braviary at home on land. Like, not interesting at all. I don't like anything about it. Like, I like the design of the psychic energy on its face. That's literally it. I mean, there's nothing else remarkable about it. It might have a good ability, maybe. Oh, tinted lens. Oh, and it does it gets sheer force too. That's right. Oh, well, okay. That changes things a little, but what are the stats? And by the way, it's an atrocious level because it's an Unovamon. So it's like a level 50 level up you're working with, Rufflet. Special attack 112. I mean, but that's lower than the 123 attack that the other form has. So, oh, great. I mean, not very good. Not very good. Tinted Lens is very cool. I had no idea it had that. So I think that alone bumps it up to like here. You know, female Basculegion is definitely worse. I mean, it gets adaptability. I think maybe we're okay here. I don't think anyone's going to argue too much about that. And you know what? I think that we're doing this. So this will, I'm sure, surprise absolutely everyone. Hisuian Avalugg is actually my favorite Pokemon. I lied about Togekiss. It's actually, I can't do it. I'm sorry, okay? I'm sorry. I'm not funny because I couldn't do the bit. Oh, you stupid. I'm gonna unsubscribe. I hate it. I hate this Pokemon. It's ugly and dumb and stupid. Why Avalugg? Why some nothing ice type that nobody likes, that nobody cares about? Nobody ever wanted to see this thing get a dual type. And then what do you give it? You give it rock. You give it a rock dual type. What in the world were you thinking? I mean, it Giga dies to fighting. It Giga dies to steel. It Giga dies to everything. It Giga dies to this dick. I absolutely, except I wouldn't give it the dick because I can't stand Avalugg and it would probably also crush me to death. I absolutely hate it. I don't like anything about it. I think it's ugly. I don't think it deserves rights. I think it should go back to the North Pole mountain that it came from. And it's terrible. And the end. Rant over. Goodra. Hisuian Goodra. So, this is another of the Pokemon. First of all, Goodra gets a lot of hate because it's not as good as the other pseudo-legendaries. That is an objective fact. That is true. That Goodra is not as good. But Goodra is like Dragonite, except not as strong. Dragonite is interesting in the fact that it started the pseudo-legendaries trend, but it wasn't like them because every pseudo after that point, except for Goodra, was like badass and like an imposing and intimidating good ability. Goodra, it has that same energy of like cute, silly, like you just want to give it a big hug. Like it just looks like it would be such a good friend. Like it just looks like I'm sure if you like Pokemon and you liked it when you were a kid, you always pictured, like, what if Pokemon were real, Obviously, you'd want a couple hitters on your team, right? A Hisuian Zoroark, if you will. But you would want a Pokemon by your side that's just nice, that's just good and wholesome, and it loves to give you a big slimy hug. And that is what Goodra is to me. Now, that's base Goodra. Hisuian Goodra is ridiculously good and ridiculously cool. It's got enormous defense and a ridiculously good dual type, as we know. It's got an insanely good type. Dragon Steel is excellent. It only is weak to ground and fighting, which are really the two best attacking types, technically speaking. But just excellent, excellent dual type, and it gets body press with its gigantic. Good defense stat. This is another reason why people don't love it. Its best stat is special defense, which is the same with the base form. It gained defense, but lost 20 points of speed and 10 points of HP. I kind of almost wish it was all speed to keep that higher HP, but I don't think it's making that much of a difference. Yeah, you rock up with body press. You do... go that route, or you could do just like a support set, acid spray or something. You could do physical attack. You could do Iron Head for flinches, heavy slam, and physical dragon move. I think it gets Dragon Claw, right? Might not. It gets Breaking Swipe, which is good. It can, Dragon Claw, Breaking Swipe, which lowers their attack. It gets Toxic as well, which is, again, unusual for Pokemon in this current day. It has a pretty good move pool, both physical and special, and since it's... Now, I won't call this a mixed attacker because it's really a bulky Pokemon, so it's not supposed to have either one attack stat be really good. So you can't call that a mixed attacker. Thank God. It also gets Curse, which is cool. That's really awesome. You could do a Curse set with it. I am also biased. I just love this Pokemon. I love that it's like a snail dragon. That's awesome. Are you kidding me? I wish Shelter was better. It's just not impressive or remarkable. I think it's literally just Iron Defense. Yeah, it's literally just Iron Defense. So, whatever. So, yeah, I love it. I think it's great. Now, the rest are legendaries, so it's like you have to kind of judge them based on the fact that they're legendaries. I don't have a problem with ranking them or judging them. I'm more going to be doing it on, like, how much I like them versus, like, obviously we're not doing competitive rankings here, but I don't really use legendaries on a playthrough. It's kind of hard to say where it fits in, but we'll make it work. That being said, Dialga, F tier, it is so hideous. This is just so ridiculous. And, the problem is that it didn't have to be. I like base Palkia more, too, which is weird because we just were talking about Dragon Steel types, except this is a Steel Dragon. Not that it matters. But I like the design of original Dialga. I think it's fine. I think it's cool. But, like, dude, look at this. It's so... What? As I'm looking at it again, I'm, like, getting nauseous. Like, okay, the knee protrusions that are, like, needles. This weird... this thing's kind of cool around its body, but based on everything else, it just is insane. What is this weird, like, triangular, like, thing it has on its neck? Why would it be shaped like that? And then, like, the tail is the same, so whatever. And then, like, the feet points on the front are, like, insanely weird and cumbersome looking, and they're, like, too close together. This is, like, fucking nightmare fuel. I hate it. Thanks, I hate it. Palkia, on the other hand, is that design idea, but good, but cool. It's like, a Pegasus or whatever, but like a Pegasus Centaur. And that's cool. I think it looks great. Look at how much better this looks. It looks proportional. It doesn't have arms. Well, the other one doesn't either, but it has, like, shoulders, which I almost kind of like. I think it looks amazing. This is a great design. The wings look clean as hell. The Centaur, the Centurion helmet looks awesome. I like it. And both of them are good. They're both very good dragon types, with each of them has a good dual type. So for me, I'm going to do both Enamorus forms. For me, Enamorus Therian is up here. I think she was an awesome addition to the Incarnate. Now, she took the love of my life, Togekiss, took the unique typing away from Togekiss, sadly. But Fairy Flying's a great type, and it can do the same shenanigans, right? Air Slash, but not with Serene Grace, obviously. So, yeah, I mean, what do we got here? Both have really good special attack. The speed is absolutely abysmal on the Incarnate or Therian form. The Incarnate form, what's the difference? Defense? Who cares? What in the world? So it loses... Oh my god, that's so atrocious. That's so horrible. I mean, I can't give it an F tier because it's a fairy type. It's better than all of these together because it's a fairy type. But other than that... I mean, okay, the reason why it's an F tier in my mind, right, is in comparison to what it was. Like, now, I know that it gets an interesting ability, right? Contrary. Oh, no. Overcoat. Yeah, no, it's not that good. Oh my god, it's so bad! But it's still a fairy flying type, and so you just can't really, like, argue with that. I love the genies. I like the genie trio, and then I like that they added another. I like that they gave them all different forms, even though I don't really love any of the secondary forms of them, but I like everything about the Incarnate Pokemon. I'm a fan. I love Enamorus. I love the idea of it. I love that it's like the love one, which is cool because that's a force of nature too, folks. The love force of nature, the force of love nature. Yeah, I mean, this is what we're looking at. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Like, I definitely want to be doing more tier lists. I think next I'm going to do types because that's an easy one. I can bang that out pretty quick. And other than that, yeah, definitely tune in. I'm working on the Enamorus Blueberry Lead 4 video now. So once I throw this together, I'll pop that out after that. Should be done. This is the month of June and it's the 8th. So my goal is to upload the Enamorus video either the very end of this month or the very beginning of next month. I also just finished a new song, which is cool. And yeah, I mean, please, if you like the video, please like and subscribe. I hope you guys enjoy, and you definitely will be seeing more from me soon.